So congratulations, you're considering getting an African Pygmy Hedgehog. These are a wonderful choice of exotic pet. But please don't assume that keeping one of these hedgehogs is as easy as keeping a hamster. It's far from it. Each and every hedgehog has its very own character. It will take time and effort for you and your hedgehog to enjoy each other's company. Please keep in mind, though it is slightly obvious, hedgehogs are covered in quills, so it's not as harmless as a hamster would be per se if they took a dislike to you. You're going to have to get used to getting spiked quite a bit if you're planning on keeping your own hedgehog. Hedgehogs are also notorious for their toilet habits. They're not very good at holding, and they will tend to go whilst on the move. So if you're planning on getting a hedgehog, you've got to be willing to get a little bit of poo on you. And wee. If you're quite happy with putting up with the bites, the spikes, the poo and the wee, then I'll explain to you the temperatures that a hedgehog has to be kept at. The ideal temperature for a hedgehog's cage is 26 degrees Celsius. Unlike their European counterpart, they are not designed to hibernate, and if they do try and hibernate, there is a good chance that it will be fatal. You need to keep their cages about 26 degrees Celsius, although if you keep them above 22 degrees, then it should be okay. Hedgehogs are nocturnal, so they'll be coming out at night rather than at day. The ideal time to get a hedgehog out for handling, and yes, they do need at least an hour of handling every day, is around 7 o'clock or onwards, depending on your schedule. If you don't like the idea of your pet being up during the night rather than the day when you're asleep, then an African Pygmy Hedgehog probably isn't for you. If you include the hour of handling that your hedgehog will be out, they will normally be awake at about 4 to 6 hours a night, depending on how energetic they are. Though I wouldn't recommend leaving a young child totally responsible for a pet, a hedgehog definitely isn't a suitable pet for a young child. Most children tend to be a little bit irresponsible with their pets first time round, and it might be better off getting a lower maintenance pet, because hedgehogs take a lot of work and a lot of time. It's important to include insects into your hedgehog's diet. I tend to use live and dried mealworms and give my hedgehogs a reasonable amount every day. In the wild, hedgehogs are very, very, very good runners, so it's important to get them a reasonably sized cage. Normally a vivarium or cage should be about 3 feet long. You can use heat lamps, heat mats, or radiators to keep your hedgehogs warm. I use a mix of the three. A rescue centre or a responsible breeder is the best place to get your hedgehog from. Pet shop hedgehogs are prone to health problems. But even if you still plan on getting a hedgehog, please don't use this as your sole bit of research. Please go and do extensive research before you make your decision to get yourself a spiky little friend. In conclusion, be prepared to get stabbed and pooed on. Keep your hedgehog at a warm enough level, and if you can't, then don't get one, because they will hibernate and they will die. Get your hedgehog from a responsible person, such as a rescue centre or a breeder, and always check the hedgehog's family tree for any signs of wobbly hedgehog syndrome. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of luck with your search for a spiky little friend. If you have any questions, please send me a message and I'll be happy to answer them. But like I said, don't use this as your only bit of research. Please go and do some extensive research before making your decision, as this is very basic.